Okay, hi everybody. So I just made a video saying -1 times -1 equals +1, and I use a logical argument to prove that -1 times negative is +1. Is the last step in that argument was that -1 times 0 is 0. And I mentioned that I would prove that anything times 0 is 0. And so I think that's the point of this video, right? Why is any number times 0 equals 0? And let me give you a little bit of reference. I actually asked this question to a lot of my students on the first day. And the most common response I've gotten over the past decade is, well, anything times nothing is nothing. And, first of all, I don't know if that's true, right? Because I don't know how to multiply something that's anything and something else that's nothing. Multiplication applies to numbers, so I'm not so sure that would be a true statement, first of all. But second of all, even if it was a true statement, it has no relation to the question at hand because we're talking about a number x, which is not, it's not a something. And 0 is definitely not a nothing. 0 is a number, right? Nothing is lack of, uh, uh, of an attribute of a property or something. But 0 is a number. So I think in a twofold mannerism, these statements don't really connect. You could try to make it make sense, but I'm going to say I don't think they're perfect, right? So I want something a little bit more rigorous than that, right? And so let me start with just writing x times 0. And so that's my first line. I'm just going to write x times 0. What is it? And, I really don't have much to work with. The only thing I have to work with axiomatically, which is what I'm going to be working with, the basic fundamental building blocks of mathematics. And when I say of mathematics, I mean the number system specifically. And the only thing I have to work with right now is the fact that 0 is the additive identity, which means when you add anything to 0, you get back the other number. So 0 plus 0 must likewise be equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 is just 0. Because when you add 0 to it, you get back the other number, which was 0 to begin with. So it's perfect. So yay, I have something to work with. I have x times 0 is equal to x times 0 plus 0. Hooray! And here I have the distributive property, which I was going to say this is x times 0 plus x times 0. And that's actually kind of cool because if you look over here, I have this. This is equal to this, which is equal to this. So they're all equal, right? So I can ignore the middle portion. But essentially the left equality is equal right equality. And it's really nice because I have x times 0s on both sides. And I have 2 on the right and 1 on the left, which is definitely kind of interesting. So in other words, I'm going to just ignore the middle part. So I'm just going to, how about erase the middle part? So I have a big equality over here. I mean, big space between, but I think it's better because there's no distraction now. Essentially, I remove the distraction. Now to finalize this, I'm going to go back to what I said at the very beginning. 0 is a number when added to anything gives you the other number. So if I add 0 here, the left quantity stays the same. There's no difference, right? X times 0 is the same as 0 plus x times 0. It's perfect. So now, this inequality, and whatever you do to one side of equality, you have to do the other, right? That's, fundamental building block as well. And so I'm going to subtract x times 0 from the left-hand side. Likewise, I'm going to subtract x times 0 from the right-hand side. That's going to go away. On the left-hand side, I get 0. On the right-hand side, I'm going to get x times 0. And so any number times 0 is going to give you 0, right? That's exactly what we just concluded. How do we conclude it? Well, we use a property that 0 is the additive identity, so anything added to 0 is the other number, and the distributive property, as well as subtracting the same quantity from an equality, preserves the equality. And that is it. Well, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll try to continue these videos. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.